Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Luxury Travels with Jen. Hi, I'm Jen, and I want to talk to you about one of the biggest questions I get from clients when we're planning a cruise for them. Should I book my excursions through the cruise line, or should I book them on my own? We just sailed on the Eastern Caribbean itinerary for Virgin Voyages, and we visited all of my favorite islands, St. Maarten, Barbados, St. Lucia, Martinique, St. Kitts, and Nevis, and we did a mix of booking our excursions through the ship and booking them on their own. In this video, I'm going to walk through the real pros and cons of each and share what our experiences were, because I definitely have a favorite way to travel, while also giving you ideas on what to do in these amazing ports and helping you decide what's right for you for your next cruise. So before we dive into each island, let's start with the biggest differences between booking excursions through a cruise line versus booking them on your own. When you book direct through a cruise line, your excursion is guaranteed. That means that if your bus breaks down, if the excursion runs late, if something unexpected happens, the ship will not leave without you. And to be honest, that's peace of mind, and it's also kind of priceless for some travelers. Now, when you book an excursion on your own, the ship's not obligated to wait. So most independent operators, they're gonna do their best to get you back on time, but if something goes wrong, it's your responsibility to get yourself back to either the next port or get yourself to the port as soon as possible. Now let's get into our itinerary. We boarded our cruise in Puerto Rico, and our first island was St. Maarten, and this is one of my favorite islands. Before the cruise, I went on Coastal Rental Car's website and I booked a rental car. They're based in St. Maarten. I do suggest getting full coverage for insurance just to make sure everything is good. So once you get off the ship, it's super easy. You walk toward the St. Maarten sign. You turn to the right and you are going to see all of the buses for the ship's excursions. You're going to walk past those buses, and on the left-hand side, there's a building with a bunch of rental cars, and that's where Coastal is located. When we arrived, our car was already waiting in front of the shop for us. So Todd signed a few papers. We walked through any existing damage, walked around the car, make sure everything is good, and off we went. Now the weather is so warm always in the Caribbean, so we absolutely appreciated having air conditioning. Do keep in mind that very similar to cars in the United States, when you return the vehicle, it has to have that same amount of gas. So our tank when we got in had half a tank of gas, and instead of waiting till the end of the day, we immediately went to the gas station and filled it up completely, because we knew we weren't going to take a full tank of gas or even half a tank for our day. It cost $16 for us, and then when we went to the gas station, we went in and we grabbed some snacks and water so that we had it for our car ride. After getting the gas, we went straight to Maho Beach. And now Maho Beach is famous for the massive airplanes that come in, and they come right over you on the beach. It is one of the places in the world where watching planes land is the absolute main attraction. Because we had the rental car, we arrived before it got overcrowded with all the people from the cruise ship. Now there's a beach bar right next to the beach, next to Maho Beach, and it's called Sunset Bar and Grill. They have a list posted with all of the times of when the big jets are flying in. So you're not gonna miss this Instagrammable moment. This is the most exhilarating beach that I have ever been to. So after spending about an hour at Maho, we then left and drove about 10 minutes to the next little bay over. It's called Mullet Bay. And we've been going to this beach for 6 years. It's still one of my all-time favorites. There's a beach bar and a restaurant, and we always get lunch there. If you're looking for some flavorful jerk chicken, this is the place for you to go. We rented 2 beach chairs and an umbrella for $30. It's cash only, so do make sure that you bring some cash. And we just spent the day there, the rest of the day, enjoying the crystal clear water. We had the best beach lunch. We had our floats out there for the day. So for us, this day was perfect, relaxed, flexible, and exactly what we wanted. We booked on our own, and it gave us the full freedom. We left the ship at 9 in the morning and we returned at 4. actually no, 4:30. All aboard was at 6. So it just allowed us plenty of time to avoid the crowds. We got to go to 2 amazing beaches in one day. The total cost for the rental car, insurance, and gas was $130 compared to the ship's excursions. This for me was a complete win. Another famous beach to consider if you go to St. Martin is Orient Beach, and that's on the opposite side of the island from Maho. Now, we didn't go to this island on this trip, but I definitely recommend it. Have been there before. It's beautiful as well. If you decide to rent a car, make sure that you know what time all aboard is. You don't want to be one of those pier runners. Traffic can be unpredictable, and we've been stuck in traffic before, sweating. Are we going to get back in time? Bring a charger for the car so that you have GPS, an external battery in case a charger doesn't work. And because you filled up your car earlier in the day, you should have plenty of gas left for when you return the car without any issues. The next island we went to, we visited Barbados. We booked a luxury catamaran through Silver Moon. And I booked this excursion for many of my clients, and the best part is they only allow 12 guests on board. Now, if you have enough people, you can do a exclusive rental of the catamaran, so it's just your group, a private group of just your people. We were welcomed with a beautiful glass of champagne in a real champagne glass and just completely pampered through the day. We stopped at 2 different bays, snorkeled, swam, had a beautiful homemade lunch with chicken and fish and salads. It was just delicious. And I love this small group of people. It allowed plenty of space on the boat for us to move around and not feel crowded. And on the same note, I didn't have to worry about someone kicking me in the head while they're out snorkeling because there's way too many people. This was true luxury and felt private, even though we only had 10 people with us on the catamaran. 10 other people, I should say. 12 total. Anyway, so always make sure that you let the tour company know what time of year that it's required for you to get back. And we had to be back on the ship by 5. I told them that we needed to be back by 4, which was 1 hour before all aboard. Our next stop was St. Lucia. So here's the thing. We did an excursion through the cruise line on a catamaran to the Pitons. And honestly, I wish we would have done a more private excursion. The catamaran was nice, but there were 50 or more people on board with us. There was another catamaran next to us, was another 50 people right next to us. Look, we love St. Lucia, and the fact that we got to experience the coastline and the amazing Pitons was great. But the lining up with 100 other guests, and it was just so crowded on the boat, it was a lot. We had a 4-hour excursion. I believe the cost of the excursion was about $150 per person. Now, if this is your first time cruising, I do recommend using the ship's excursions. You have the comfort of knowing that you'll be back on the ship in time, and you don't have to plan anything. It's safe, structured, it's predictable, but even booking through the cruise line, it'll give you the reliability and ease, but the trade-off is how many people were on the catamaran with us. There's less flexibility, more waiting around. Also, at times, the ship excursions can be more expensive than booking on your own. In Martinique, we booked another excursion through the cruise ship, and we did a catamaran again. Can you tell that we love being on the water? But this one was a little different. So there were 2 catamarans going out when we signed up. The one we picked indicated as a smaller group. And so we did end up paying a little bit more for it. If I remember correctly, the cost was about $195 per person. 15 people on our catamaran, whereas the other catamaran had 35 to 40. Now, I was glad that we had the smaller group because this was a 7-hour excursion. We stopped at 2 different spots. We swam, we saw a beautiful pod of dolphins, snorkeled, we had lunch on board, and it seems that the standard lunch is fish and chicken, which we love. So this excursion was a lot better in my opinion. I love the ease of pre-booking before we got on board. And if there are more times that cruise lines offered these smaller group excursions, I would be all over that. But we don't see that very often. So that kind of made it a little bit different for us, that this one specifically had the smaller group. We loved it. Our last stop was St. Kitts and Nevis, and this might be one of my favorite experiences of the entire trip. We booked it on our own. We took a private driver from the ship to Reggae Beach Pier, and it's about 10 to 15-minute drive. And you stop on the way to the pier at the top of a mountain, and you can look out and see just how beautiful the island is. There's a St. Kitts sign. Once we got to the pier, we took a 7-minute speedboat ride from St. Kitts to Nevis, and we had a private guide and driver that was just waiting there for us when we got there. It was just the two of us. It was fantastic. So we explored Nevis, the historical sites. We were toured through the islands, the culture we learned about. We spent the afternoon at the Four Seasons. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Four Seasons Nevis offers day passes. So if you have enough time in port, this is a wonderful option for the day. We had beautiful lunch overlooking the ocean, beautiful photos. This was the kind of day that, it's nearly impossible to have with a group excursion. Booking a private tour allows the VIP service and customized experience, and you're going to receive one-on-one attention with no crowds, and you'll just have a flexible schedule, and it's incredible for the most amazing photo opportunities. You'll definitely need to manage your time. This day can be slightly more expensive than what the cruise ship offers, and there's a few logistics that need to be managed, but it's nothing that your favorite travel advisor can't handle. So after full weeks of mixing in the cruise line's excursions and booking our own, here's my honest opinion and advice. If cost isn't prohibitive and you feel comfortable with it, I recommend booking your cruise and excursions through a travel advisor. You're going to get better, more intimate experience with a private or small groups and more flexibility and so many memorable moments. And now on the other side, I get it. Cruise excursions absolutely have their place, especially if you're new to a location, if you're short on time, or simply want the security of knowing that the ship will be there if you are running late. My final thoughts. If you book excursions through a travel advisor, make sure that you're at the ship at least 60 minutes before the ship departs. You're going to rely heavily on maps, so make sure to bring portable chargers if you have them, and a car charger if you're renting a car. So this is one of my favorites. Bring a float from home. They travel easily. You can inflate and deflate them. When you get home, just throw it in the washing machine. Obviously, make sure that little thing that you blow into is closed. And just let it air dry. It's one of my favorite things to bring on a cruise. And of course, work with a travel agent. Working with a travel agent is going to help make sure that everything is planned, everything is set, that the people that you're touring with, that they know what time you need to be back, and everything will be planned accordingly. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that my experiences help you plan your next getaway and make the most of every port that you're in. If you enjoy luxury travel, amazing beaches, and honest views from people who actually go on these trips, be sure to like, subscribe, and write a comment so that I know that you were here. We have so many more destinations to share, and I can't wait to take you with me. We'll see you soon.